Hi there, and welcome to the Home Studio Rescue on YouTube. My name is Chris, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to use reverb like the pros do. What I mean by that is a lot of times, like when I first started in Pro Tools, I would just go and slap a reverb right on my vocal. So these are all vocals over here, and they're going into this bus that says Vocal Bus, and so I would just go and do something like this. And so you can kind of hear it just gets more distance. So it's very washed out, and so that was what I did. And I'll show you guys with a delay as well. I would just slap a delay on the channel, and I'd be sitting there trying to do the mix knob thing or whatever. Turn down the feedback. So that just sounds weird, right? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna create a bus or a send here, and I'm gonna name it reverb or verb. And so it's a stereo aux bus send. They're all the same thing. An auxiliary input, a send, a bus, whatever you want to call it. I'm calling it reverb. And so here comes this is a reverb auxiliary right here. This is my channel. So I'm going to slap the deverb on it. And what happens is, so the signal is going to come out of, like, let's say if I put it right on a vocal track, it would come out of that vocal track. And I'm going to send it from my vocal bus. And if I start using this here, this is the send. I'm going to make it crazy. And it's time that I let. So that's more than I would normally do, but so this is the send here. This is my Reverb Send. I've got it on my vocal fader, and I have it in post fader right now. So if I play the track and I turn this down, here, I'll turn the reverb all the way up. And it's time. So when it's post fader, what happens is that whatever channel you're sending it from, whether it's an audio track or a bus like my channel fader or whatever it is, the volume is controlled by the actual fader, like for that track. Right now it's post fader, and when I turn down the track that I'm using, nothing's going to the reverb. Now if I put it on pre fader and then I hit play and turn this track down, it's still going to the reverb. So that's the difference between pre-fader and post-fader. So when we're dealing with reverbs, usually what you would use is post-fader. And so what I do is I've got my clean vocal here. And it's time. So I'm just trying to blend in. I'm using the auxiliary bus send, whatever you want to call it. I'm using that to send the signal from either my audio track or my vocal bus. And you can do this with vocals. You can do this with any track you want. You send the signal to the reverb. And so that's what I'm doing. And I just kind of dial this into taste. And it's time that I let. And so I'm trying to kind of give it some distance when I'm doing that. And I just picked a random reverb. I haven't really touched this or anything like that. But this is the way that most professional mixers do it. They create auxiliary sends, and they send their source. They send the signal from either whatever track, a vocal track, the snare drum, whatever you're trying to put reverb on. A lot of times they will send it to a bus, and that keeps the actual track or the source clean. Where if I just slap this on my bus, I'll play that for you. So it's on my bus, on my actual channel. And so reverbs they give space, but they also kind of add some ambience, and sometimes that can be muddy. And so that's why the title of this video is how to make a clean vocal like the pros do, where they send the track to a bus, and then they put reverb on that bus or delay, and that keeps your original vocal track or whatever, the original source, clean. And then you can add space like this.
All these memories invite me to stay, but there's so much to keep me away.
And so that's going to do it for today. That's how you make a send or an auxiliary or a bus. Those are all the same thing. So you're taking your source and you're sending it to another bus, like an auxiliary, and you're putting on a reverb, whatever kind of effects. You can do this with drums too, where you create buses where you can track, like what I would do with these drums here is I would all send them out to a stereo bus called drums, and then I can process those drums together as a whole as opposed to just these individual elements. And so that's going to do it for today. If you got any value out of this video, please hit the subscribe button. I'm on my way to 1,000 subs. I'm still a little ways away. If you could do that for me, it would help me out tremendously. Also, if you need any help building a home studio, or if you're struggling using your home studio and you need somebody to kind of guide you in that process, there will be a link down below in the description for a free Zoom call with me, and we can talk about whatever you're going through. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.